percents as fractions and fractions as percents. The first thing you have to know is what exactly percent means. So our definition of percent is simply a part of 100. Okay, so a part of 100 is our definition of a percent. So when we're converting percents to fractions, we write the percent as a fraction with the denominator of 100, and then we simplify. You always want to put your fractions in simplest form unless you are being told to do otherwise. So let's start with 28%. Well, I'm going to write it with a denominator of 100. So 28 100ths looks like this. And then I simplify. I'm going to put it in the simplest form. Well, I know that 28 can be divided by 2, and so can 100. And whatever I do to my numerator, I have to do to the denominator. So 28 divided by 2 gives me 14, and then 100 divided by 2 gives me 50. Now, as I'm looking at both of those numbers, I notice they're both even numbers. So I can still simplify some more. I know that 14 can be divided by 2, and so can 50. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now, 7 is a prime number, so the only things that can go into 7 are 1 and itself. 25 is not divisible by 7, so my fraction is now in its simplest form. So 28% expressed as a fraction is 7/25. Let's try this with 118%. Now 118% is kind of tricky because we're going to write it as a fraction with a denominator of 100, 118 over 100. And when we do that, you'll notice that 118 is greater than 100. Well, I'll go ahead and simplify. I know that they both can be divided by 2. 118 divided by 2 is 59, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. There is nothing that goes into both 59 and 50, so this is in its simplest form. Now, 59 over 50 is an improper fraction, and we want to convert this to a mixed number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 59 divided by 50. Well, 50 goes into 59 one time. 50 times 1 is 50, so I'm going to subtract 59 minus 50, and I get a remainder of 9. So my mixed number is 1 and 9/50ths. And so when I have 118% expressed as a fraction, I got 59/50ths, and then I needed to change that to a mixed number, so it is 1 and 9/10. We're going to try one more. We'll do 125%, and I'm running out of room, so I'm going to erase down here, but you want to keep all your notes. Okay, so 125%. Again, I'm going to write this as a fraction, so 125 with my denominator of 100, so 125 100ths, and I'll simplify. Now, I know that 25 can go into both of these evenly. 25 goes into 125 5 times, and 25 goes into 100 4 times. So I've simplified, but I still have an improper fraction, which means I need to convert this to a mixed number. So I divide. 4 into 5, 5 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1. Now my mixed number is 1 and 1/4. So 125% expressed as a fraction is 1 and 1/4. Now we're going to express fractions as percents. And when you do this, you write the fraction as an equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. That numerator, the number on the top, is going to be our percent. So let's try this with 1/5. Well, I know that if I multiply 5 by 20, I will get 100. In order to keep this an equivalent fraction, I have to do the same thing to the numerator that I did to the denominator. 1 times 20 is 20. So an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100 is 20/100ths. That's equivalent to 1/5. And then the number that's in the numerator is going to be my percent. So 1/5 is equivalent to 20%. Let's try it with 7/2. Now, I know that if I multiply 2 by 50, I'll get 100. And I know that whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. Well, 7 times 50 is 350, but let's double check just to make sure. So 50 times 7, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 5 is 35, so 350. So now I have the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. 7/2 expressed as a percent is 350%. That's a lot. Let's try one more, 9/4. Now, I know that if I multiply 4 by 25, I'll get 100. And I have to do the same thing to the numerator. So I multiply that by 25, 9 times 25. Let's try that. So 9 times 5 is 45. And then 9 times 2 is 18, plus the 4 is 22. So I have 225 over 100. And then that numerator is going to be my percent. So 9/4 is equivalent to 225%.